Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Silence! Silence!
I again repeat myself. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I welcome you all to this first forum of year 2015. As usually, we wish to acknowledge from Forum Australia the Ngunnawal people, the traditional owner and custodian of the land on which we are having this forum. Forum Australia has been organizing these sort of discussions for the last 7 years on a number of topics, and I see a lot of familiar faces who have been attending since a long time. Today we have changed in a sense that we used to do is usually on a Saturday lunch, but we give it change, let's do on an evening basis. And looks like that was a better call. As far as today's topic is concerned, is of our daily interest topic. We all experience stress, and we will have a number of distinguished speakers with us. It's not my job to introduce them. We have a master of ceremony who will come and introduce to you all those people, and I hope you will enjoy the discussion and the dinner. So may I introduce first our master of ceremony for this night is Elliott Dunn, who is the presenter and producer at ABC 666, the radio we all love to hear in the morning. Elliott, please come. All over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mansoor. A very kind introduction. My name is Elliott Dunn. I'm from 666 ABC Canberra. I produce the breakfast show, which Philip Clark sits at the helm of, and if you're unfortunate enough to be up that early and with nothing better to do, you might hear me on the radio from time to time with what we loosely call a daily debate, or talking about the news overnight, or sometimes they send me out on some ridiculous journalistic errand, and so sometimes I get to speak, but it's a very interesting industry, and it's also quite a stressful industry. We'll get to that in a moment. As you can see, and as you will be aware, the topic of tonight is about de-stressing the boiling point. It's the latest topic that's chosen by Forum Australia in what is an ongoing, occasional series of these dinner discussions that they have. And I'm thrilled to be a part of tonight because stress is a big part of the industry I'm in and in my life. And I think to stress is human and vice versa. If you're not a stressful person and you do that naturally, or you think that it's not a problem for you, I think that you're probably only kidding yourself, and that you need to take a look in the mirror. I think stress is something that we do on behalf of other people. We might stress on behalf of our children or our pets. I have a dog. It's a large dog that always gets into physical trouble, and I'm always stressed about him, I know. No children yet. We stress for our parents and our grandparents. We worry about them. We stress for our friends. And we stress a lot for and about ourselves, I think. And sometimes that's the small stuff. For me, I'm no good at cooking. I have to admit, my wife in the corner will probably be nodding with some recognition. I don't know how people can work a couple of pots at the same time. One of them is boiling and another one's at a different temperature. I'm not sure how you coordinate those things without flipping out. So that's one of my stress points. I stress on behalf of other kitchens as well. When I come to a restaurant, the food here is fantastic, as you'll experience soon, but I just get stressed for other people in the kitchen. So that's something for me. I think bigger than that, people stress about their career, obviously, and even if people are excellent at their career, they stress about it. You hear about Hall of Fame footballers who get themselves so worked up before a match that they're physically sick, and then they go on and get best on ground and perform incredibly. I know in the media, you might be a little bit surprised to find out that a lot of the people that get on air every day and are very experienced presenters or reporters are often very nervous, wound-up, stressful people, and will often struggle right up until the moment that they speak to the masses over the wireless or on TV. There's I think a lot of careers, a lot of industries that bring stress more than others. But I know at least media is one. Lawyers as well. I'm a former lawyer, and I know that lawyers get stressed. I know of lawyers that don't sleep for the night before they're in court, and these people go to court every second week. So it's something that affects them just incredibly. I think stress can stay with you even after your career. I can speak with familiarity about my father, who's retired now, over in Perth, but he chooses now to get stressed when he watches Deal or No Deal on the television. I'm not sure if you're aware of the program. It is quite stressful if you get really invested in it, which I don't recommend anyone do. But I often find my father in the family room, the family home, yelling at the television for some poor unknown sap to not take that deal, or to take the deal. He's quite a conservative person. He's probably more often yelling, "Take the deal," and that's his stress source and release, I guess. So it takes all forms, I know, but it also impacts everybody around you, and it affects your relationships with the people most dear to you. And we'll deal with stress differently, I think. For me, it's as simple as snapping a wooden spoon occasionally when I don't do so well in the kitchen, when all those pots are boiling. For other people in the media, it might be a bit of gin early in the morning or late at night or whenever you're about to go on air. For some, it might be meditating. I know if you're in the kind of industry where you can take some time out and just breathe and have some mindfulness, that might help. Doesn't help in all industries, I know. If you're in air traffic control, for example, you probably can't just close your eyes and count your breaths for very long. I know our Prime Minister, I have to have a go at him. I think he's actually very good at handling his stress, Tony Abbott. I don't know if you've ever seen him under the pump and being interviewed. He's if he's ever feeling a little bit strained, he just repeats himself a lot. He'll talk about things going up and up and up, or down and down and down. It depends on the situation. He might repeat sentences several times. I think that's how he deals with it. Sometimes he deals with it in a much more effective way, I think, and just goes completely silent and just wobbles ever so slightly, and hopes that the journalist asking a tough question goes away. And so we've all got our mechanisms, our devices for dealing with it. Some more effective than others, and sadly, of course, some people don't really deal with it at all. Some people turn to drink or drugs or other vices. But I guess tonight is finding out a bit more about how we can manage our stress in our everyday lives. Hearing from 4 experts here about some of the things we can think about differently, some of the approaches, some of the practical things we can do differently, and some of the services that are available here in Canberra as well to help if you're going through stress or you have other mental health concerns. So dinner will be served shortly. It's rolling out now as we speak, and you'll be hearing as you eat from all these people, all these very, very wonderful people who will speak with us this evening. First of all, John Martin, here on my left, who's a psychologist, and he'll discuss the way that psychology can be both a blessing and a burden in answering the question of how we deal with stress. He'll also have some practical wisdom that you might be able to take home with you, and some participation that might be required, so you can sort of shake it all out a little bit with John. Mary Pekin, who's from Relationships Australia. She'll be talking about the help that's available for managing different aspects of personal stress, such as counselling and family dispute resolution. Professor John Powers from the ANU will be taking a comparative view of religion and explaining how various belief systems approach stress in their writings and traditions in different ways. And Graham Ramsey. Graham Ramsey is a suicide prevention and policy officer and a social worker for ACT Health, and he'll be talking about what services ACT Health have on offer that you can use when you're going through stress or experiencing some sort of mental health concerns. After our illustrious speakers have told us all they know, divulged all their secrets, I'll host a bit of a Q&A session where we'll have a microphone passed around and you'll have an opportunity to ask questions of our experts. So perhaps if you can just hold your questions until after they've all spoken, and there'll be plenty of time to do that. Pass the microphone around. For everyone, please note this evening's discussion is being filmed, being video recorded. The recording will be put on the Forum Australia website as soon as it physically can be. The website is aussieforum.org. And that brings us, I think, to the first of our speakers for this evening.